Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Holy Rosary High School held a pep rally this morning to make a big announcement. Our Jackson Fontaine has more.
It was quite the morning at Holy Rosary High School for excited staff and students as the school announced a new artificial turf coming to their field. Construction will start today, and the hope is it will be ready for the fall.
This outside turf is going to make such a difference for our students and athletes and our community athletes to be able to train year-round on a very high-performance field, and so they can have quality practices, games, competition, and it'll be great for our community and our area.
After the announcement, a short video was played, and then businesses who donated money were honored. This included the Government of Alberta and MLA Garth Roswell, who generously donated $1 million for the field.
Well, I tell you, it sounds great. They're going to be able to host provincial and national championships, and there's a lot of stuff that'll be able to come here, as I understand it, that will, because the turf is there, that we'll be able to do that. So it's a real kudos to the Holy Rosary, and kudos to the town and everyone that helped out.
One of the businesses that donated was Canadian Natural, who the field will be named after, and they were very honored to be a sponsor.
It's a big deal for us. We do a lot, like I said, we do a lot of donations. This is a big donation, and we always look at things that are going to affect the most people, the most students in the city.
Jackson Fontaine, Primetime Local News.
The Concerned Citizens Society had a guest from the Lloydminster Primary Care Network at their weekly meeting today. David McLennan of the Lloydminster Primary Care Network came to the meeting to discuss primary care networks and the services they provide in Lloydminster.
Primary care networks act as an extension of family physician clinics and family physicians, and we offer services to their patients so that the patient doesn't have to continue to go back and forth with the family physician. So we can offer services with predominantly chronic disease management, and we do offer some other group programming as well as some individual education and counseling.
Primary care services in Alberta will be regionalizing in the coming months. A number of regions in the province has not been decided yet.
Care networks, as well as the physician clinics and current Alberta Health, past Alberta Health Service primary care clinics are going to be within a region as opposed to each acting as an individual entity.
Anyone looking for more information on the Lloydminster Primary Care Network is encouraged to head to their Facebook page. Lloyd Council is directing more funding towards sewer replacement in the city. Lloydminster continues to make an effort to maintain their municipal infrastructure. Over $2.5 million is being allocated to sewer replacement in 2025.
The water pipe, the sewer pipe have all gone up significantly, and as we talked about, the current affairs in North America are a little bit challenging with the tariff discussion, and we're seeing price uncertainty show up in the marketplace on all our tenders. So this is a concern, and that resulted in a slightly higher increase, we believe, to the tender price.
An additional $220,000 is needed for this project. The location for this year's construction is 51st Street from 57th Ave to 58th Ave, as well as 58th Ave from 50th Street to 51st Street.
That extra $220,000 that were taken from reserve or so will potentially could cost us well over $250,000 to $300,000 next year on top of the bid price today. So trying to be conscious that we have to have reserves and manage the money as best as possible.
Depending on weather conditions, the sewer rehabilitation is set to take place in spring of this year and be completed by the end of September. Lloydminster has been experiencing some very warm temperatures to start off March this year.
Absolutely, a great way to start off the month, and as March progresses, of course, we're going to officially get into spring. And so far, this has been quite a nice preview. You know,
yeah,
we've
spring
had
temperatures.
Yeah, we're kind of already there. I guess we're just sort of waiting, fingers crossed, for the official start of spring. We're hoping we don't get any speed bumps. Right now, it's 0 in Lloydminster. That wind blowing at 15 kilometers an hour, making it feel like -4. So quite a nice day out. You know, maybe a little bit cooler than normal, like not normal, I guess, but than what we've experienced the past few days, but still right in that range that you want it to be especially at this time of the year. And the sun is out, you know, with just a few clouds kind of poking through here and there. Now, taking a look around the region, you can see it's about the same everywhere. Marwayne is 0, just like Lloydminster. Cold Lake and St. Paul are at +3. Lac La Biche and Edmonton +4. Vegreville and Vermilion are at +2. And Wainwright is at +1. You can see Bonnyville up there is also at +2. Now, taking a look at Saskatchewan and Isle La Crosse, it's +4. Green Lake and Meadow Lake +3. Pierceland +2. St. Walburg and Maidstone +1. Macklin 0. And North Battleford just below 0, right at -1. Tonight, North Battleford, it is going to get down to -11, but it's going to be a nice clear night, and that wind won't be blowing overly strong. It'll just be at 11 kilometers an hour. So, you know, it'll feel like an average early March, pre-spring kind of night, but still not as crazy as, you know, we've sometimes experienced around this time of the year. Now, tomorrow it's going to warm up. It's going to get up to +1. There's going to be plenty of sun in North Battleford, so a beautiful day, much similar to the day that we're having today here in Lloydminster. Now, tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to get down to -8. It's going to be partly cloudy, and once again, that wind will be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour, so that will be steady through North Battleford and Cold Lake both. Now, tomorrow in Cold Lake, it's going to be up to +4. Going to have a few more clouds than in North Battleford, but quite a nice day in Cold Lake, you know, considering the time of year we're at. That wind will be at 15 kilometers an hour. Now, taking a look at tonight, Lloydminster, it's going to get down to -10, but it will become clear that moon will be visible, and the wind is going to slow down just 2 kilometers. It's going to get to 13 kilometers an hour as opposed to the 15 it's blowing right now. So huge changes in Lloydminster. Now, tomorrow we can see at 6 a.m. it'll be -10 and clear. Then at noon it's going to be a little bit cooler. It'll be mostly sunny at -2, and then 6 p.m. it's going to warm up to -1, and then at midnight it's only going to get down to -6, and it will be partly cloudy. So tomorrow's going to be a little bit cooler, but still quite a good day for early March. You know, we're still technically in winter, and it's feeling much more like spring. You can see tomorrow plenty of sun. That high will be at +2. On Thursday there'll be some sun and some clouds with a high of +3, and then Friday once again some clouds and sun, and it'll be even warmer at +5. So we do have a beautiful middle and end of the week coming up ahead for us right here in Lloydminster. We've got lots of sun, and we're staying above 0. That's always great to see here in early March. That is our first look at the evening weather. We'll have more news after the break.
Cobb's Exotic Animal Rescue will be hitting Lloydminster with their Wildlife Festival on St. Patrick's Day weekend with their furry, fuzzy, and pokey exotic friends. Astarte Lazo has more.
Today I'm joined by Jeremy Obiat, who's the Tour and Events Manager for the Cobb's Exotic Animal Rescue, and they're coming to Lloydminster on March 14 to 16 at Lloydex for their Wildlife Festival. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jeremy.
Not a problem at all. We're happy to.
Wonderful. Well, yeah, so my first question is, so the Cobb's Exotic Animal Rescue is coming to Lloydminster on March 14 to 16 at the Lloydex for your Wildlife Festival. So can you tell me more about the event?
You bet. So the Wildlife Festival we've been running for, I think this is our 4th year now. And basically what it is we bring plethora of exotic animals along with us to give people the opportunity to get some firsthand experience, meet the animals, see things that normally they don't get an opportunity to see, and then educate. So we hold hourly shows that we talk about some of the animals that we bring with us, a little bit about them, conservation, how people can do better when it comes to interacting with animals in nature, as well as in like exotic pet keeping. So it's kind of been a passion project of being able to especially reach communities that don't necessarily have access to zoos or things like that easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said exotic animals. So what kind of animals can people expect at the event?
Oh, we have all kinds. So we have different reptiles, lizards, some snakes, tortoises. We have 3 different species of porcupines, capybaras, sloths.
That sounds very fun. I'm very excited to see them and meet them. And so, what's the agenda for today? Like, how can people interact with these animals?
So all of our animals, aside from our sloths, are pretty open. You can walk up, you can see them in their pens, you can reach out, pet them. We have staff or volunteers everywhere with our animals that are more than happy to share the information about, who the animals are, where they come from, a little bit about their species. We do also offer what we call interactive experiences. And so those are kind of a priced one-on-one experience where people get the opportunity to actually go into an enclosure and interact with the animal, give them some snacks and take some selfies with them, things like that.
Oh, that sounds very fun. And so, you guys are coming to Lloydminster on St. Patrick's Day weekend. And how many times does the festival happen?
So most of the cities that we visit, we do it on an annual rotation. So usually once a year. We tour Alberta, BC, and Saskatchewan with these events, typically starting in January, running right through till about September. So we try to space our events and make sure that we hit each of our stops usually once a year and around kind of when seems to be the best for those particular cities.
Wonderful. And what are you looking forward the most about the upcoming event here in Lloydminster or just the festival itself?
For me personally, my biggest enjoyment from the festival is seeing the kids and the way that they react and get the joy from seeing some of these animals. And then the other big one for me is on Saturday mornings, we do our quiet hour, which is 1 hour that we dedicate kind of as a sensory hour. So we don't play any sound effects, we don't run any stage shows, and we invite individuals or families with maybe some crowd or noise sensitivity, differing abilities, things like that, to be able to still come out and enjoy the event that they otherwise normally wouldn't be able to. And that's probably the most rewarding hour of the entire weekend.
Yeah, that sounds very fun. And so, is there anything else you wanted to share that we haven't already covered?
The other big thing that we like to encourage is so Friday from 6:30 to about 9:30, we offer our adults only event. And so it's kind of a nice way to invite those that maybe either don't have kids or want to do something with no kids in attendance. It's, a really kind of a different date night idea, or for groups of friends that are looking for something to do on a Friday night that might be a little bit out of the norm. Like it's a really good opportunity to come and do something fun and different than what is, typically available on a Friday night.
Yeah, that'd be very fun. I'm very excited. Once again,
Wonderful.
yeah, perfect. Thank you. And once again, yeah, the Wildlife Festival will be at Lloyd X from March 14 to 16. And yeah, thank you so much for doing the interview with us, Jeremy.
The Lakeland Wrestlers women's volleyball team is in Oshawa, Ontario for the CCAA National Women's Volleyball Championship. The top nationally ranked women's volleyball team had a perfect regular season and won the ACAC Championship for the third year in a row. They now have the opportunity to three-peat, winning the gold medal at the national tournament. Their first matchup will be against the host Durham Lords at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Abby St. John is back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for our weekly edition of Pet Project.
I'm back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for a weekly edition of Pet Project, and today we have the absolute gorgeous Nina. She is so beautiful, so sweet. She just wants affection. I don't think she's barked once. She cried a little because she wanted the attention, yeah. But not a single bark. She is just absolutely sweet. She's a little bit older, yes. So there is that, but tell me about her story and what her best fit would be.
So Nina was brought to us at the beginning of February as a stray from Bylaw. We're approximating her age to be about 8.5, so she is a senior girl. She's very sweet, and she has a little bit of anxiety when she's left by herself. She loves kids. She gets along great with other dogs. She likes cats, so she would really acclimate well into almost any home.
It sounds like she'd thrive in any environment, which is so most of the time cannot be the case with older dogs because they're more set in their ways. But she really is just an absolute sweetheart.
She's so sweet. She's a little bit chunky.
Yeah.
So she'd need to go out for walks and stuff just to manage her weight, because with older dogs it's really important to keep their weight where it should be for their size and their breed, because it can get harder on their joints and things like that as they get older. So it's really important to exercise and be healthy.
And it's great that she can be well in a home with other animals as well. So if you already have some pets and you want to add a
probably recommended to have a house with other pets, because
so this perfect timing if your pet is looking for a friend.
Yes.
They have the perfect companion right here.
She's so sweet.
She is. When we passed her in the lobby with the puppy out front, she just went up and just sniffed her and was just wanting to be near her. It was so cute.
She wants to play with him so bad.
Absolutely. Now, moving on, there are a ton of events in the works and on the schedule, on the calendar, starting with this weekend. So tell me about what's going on the 7th and the 8th this weekend.
So on the 7th, we are going to be at the Lakeland campus in Vermilion for an adoption event. We're going to have a couple of fuzzy critters there, so it's pretty exciting. Make sure you go down there and check it out if you're in the area. And then on Saturday at BCMI, starting at 11 a.m., we have our Pampered Paws Spa Day. So there's no appointment necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. You go in with your pet. You get free, like a little pet massage. They get a relaxing brush and a nail trim, and it's all for $20. And that money all comes right back into the shelter. Sweet baby.
Those are great events and great ways to pamper your pet this weekend as well. Or if you're in the market for a pet, that's perfect. And then if you do want a pet Saturday, you can go and get them pampered on the following day. So it's perfect. Now, another event coming up kind of around St. Paddy's Day, all around the Luck of the Irish. Now, there is a raffle, a lucky raffle, and there are some pretty nice prizes to be won at this raffle, especially the grand prize. So tell me all about what that is and what people can win.
So our raffle, we are going to be posting it on our socials tomorrow. The Lucky Paws raffle will take place on March 17th. We are going to have a first prize of a 65-inch smart TV and a liquor basket. Second prize is a $150 Canadian Tire gift card and a $50 scratch card bundle. And the third prize is a $100 co-op gift card. And you can purchase the tickets at Tasty K's, Babs Gaming, Northwind Radio, and Battery World. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to have to enter.
Yes, for sure, especially for the TV. That is fantastic.
And it's a smart TV.
Yes, perfect. And those grocery gift cards are coming at a great time as well. So those are fantastic prizes, especially around St. Paddy's Day. You want to have a bit of luck. So that's perfect. Now, also coming up is an adoption event. Heading into April now, there is a PetSmart adoption event. So tell me a little bit about what that is and what people need to know. I'm assuming it's typical for your typical PetSmart adoption event.
Yeah, so it's a week-long adoption event. It will go from the 24th until the 30th of March, from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m. every day that it's on. So you can come down and check out a bunch of furry critters that are ready for their forever homes. I really love the week-long events because you get to see so many different animals, right? And a lot of them do get adopted through that. So it's a really good event, and I love it when we get to put those on.
Yes, absolutely. And they always do so well.
Yeah.
They're always super successful, which is of course what you want, but they really do go a long way, especially for that having it a week-long event is perfect. Now, there are a couple more events happening up in April, so tell me a little bit about what those are and what people should know right now.
So on the 12th of April, we are actually going to be at 4th Meridian. They're hosting us for Name That Tune. There will be a prize available for it, but if you're a big fan of music, it's a great thing. I love Name That Tune. It's all kinds of different genres. You get, plus at Fourth Meridian, you get yourself some brew. It's pretty good.
Yes, those sound like great events and a lot to choose from as well, a lot to look forward to, especially in the first couple months heading into springtime. This is fantastic. Now, same question as every week, what are the donations that you're in need of?
So the donations that we're going to be needing are definitely our Canadian Naturals lamb and brown rice, the salmon and sweet potato. We're going to be needing dry and wet kitten food. For cleaning supplies, we'll need things like bleach, dish soap, laundry soap, floor cleaner. We're also looking for the industrial mop handles and yellow mop heads, because we do color coordinate for the different areas of the building so that nothing gets cross-contaminated. So we are in need of some yellows. Also, kitchen garbage bags, extra large, extra strong garbage bags would be greatly appreciated. And then we're also gonna need things like catnip and poop bags, just things like that, just to get stocked up on.
Yeah, general items.
We do also have, there is a spring flower event through Flora, and you have until the 15th to place an order. Really love that we get to partner with people like that, because they're absolutely amazing, and you get some pretty beautiful flowers for the springtime.
Yes.
And there are links on our Facebook page for that as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you as always for joining me. And of course, Nina, she would for sure complete any family, no matter how many pets you got. She would definitely make the perfect addition. So thank you for joining me. And Nina, she's just so precious and so great.
Adopt me, I'm so cute. Thank you so much.
And we'll have more primetime local news after the break. Realtor here in Lloydminster started something called Feel Good Friday to help the community focus on the good. Our Randy Cormish got the chance to speak with him to learn more.
Today I'm joined by TJ Altman, who is a realtor here in Lloydminster. And today we're just going to be talking about Feel Good Friday, which is something he started about a year ago. So thank you so much for joining me today, TJ. Would you be able to just start off by telling me a bit about Feel Good Friday and what it's all about?
Feel Good Friday is, I was sitting around one day and I was talking to some friends and I said, you know what? Like, there's so much crap on social media and it's just also negative. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to start a feel good campaign. Everybody loves a Friday. So, you know what? Why not Feel Good Friday? And you know what? I mean, people do good deeds all the time. But, this was going to be, a scheduled good deed. And then it was also going to be scheduled for somebody that I heard doing something great, and then I kind of started to reach out to the social media community and say, hey, you know what? Tell me some great feel-good stories, whether it was somebody doing this or somebody helping with that or somebody sponsoring this or, the hockey team cleaning up somebody's yard or whatever that is, right? And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to reward those people and I'm going to buy them lunch or flowers, right? With just all the food sensitivities and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes flowers is easier. And sometimes, people like flowers and it cheers people up. So it was really designed to cheer people up and to let them know that people know they're doing great things.
Yeah, wow, that sounds awesome. And then what kind of impact do you hope that this has on the community?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I mean, it's kind of something I do. I mean, I guess my whole life I've tried to be as kind to people as possible, right? And I hope that just, it kind of catches on and we stray away from the complaining, and because everybody's got problems. You know what? Everybody's got something going on and we don't know what that is. But, if you can take that away for a little bit to, pump somebody up or, make somebody smile, that's really all it's what it was designed to do. And I'm going to keep doing it. I started it last year, sometime, I think in December. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do this in September, sorry. And I'm going to do this to the end of December. because Christmas time and all that stuff. And then I had a number of people reach out and say, hey, by the way, I really like what you're doing. Like someone will stop me in a grocery store or something like that. And you know what, it's humbling and it feels good because, you know what, I hope it catches on, right? And Feel Good Friday has evolved. And I was sitting down with one of the winners and they said, you know what, have you ever thought of this? And the idea was, as opposed to, you know, spending $200 on pizza or flowers, why don't you kind of put that into, you know, a community jackpot or a community chest and give it to a charity, right? So that's how these people that are, you know, I guess I'll call it winning the Feel Good Friday, they think, you know what, they don't think about themselves. They're like, how can this make something better, right? So now what I'm doing is every quarter, so every 4 months, I'm going to do a draw for $1,800 towards a charity in Lloydminster and the surrounding area, right? So that's kind of where it's taken itself to.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. And then, so I know each week there's a new winner.
Yes.
So how does choosing that process work? Like, how do you choose the winner each week?
Well, what happens is I kind of, I'll look on Facebook because as a realtor, I do spend a fair bit of time on social media. And what happens is I'll just kind of pick, you know, a feel-good story, like, you know, and I'll use Cliff Rose, for example. Well, Cliff Rose, as long as I can remember, and I've been in Lloyd for 30 years, they've donated to every function that's been around, right? And then somebody was just, I'll call it bragging about how good they were. And I'm like, okay, that's a perfect example of exactly what I'm looking for, right? And they don't want kudos. They don't want, you know, some people actually have declined recognition. They said, hey, you know what? I stay away from social media as much as possible. Don't do feel good for me. And I'm like, okay, not a problem, right? So, you know, that's just how it is because unfortunately, and you're in the industry of reporting and such like that. I mean, in the olden days, one of the slogans was, if it bleeds, it leads, you know? So, I mean, not everybody's looking for good stuff, right? And that's unfortunate, right? So that's what I focus myself on in a lot of ways, right?
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this today, TJ. That's all the questions I have for you. And I look forward to hearing who the next Feel Good Friday winner is.
Coming up after the break, our Lane Hoffert will have another look at our evening weather forecast.
Welcome back. Let's take a second look at your evening weather. Right now it's 0 in Lloydminster. That wind blowing at a nice 15 kilometer an hour. That's pretty light for around here, and that wind will be making it feel a little bit closer to -4. So just a nice kind of early March day, you know, kind of easing us into spring, and a few clouds just floating around here and there. And you can see it's nice all over. In Cold Lake, it's +3. Whitecourt and Edson +5. Athabasca, Edmonton, and Rocky Mountain House 4. Jasper 7, and Red Deer 2. Over in Saskatchewan, Meadow Lake is at 3. Prince Albert 2. Melfort, Saskatoon, and North Battleford are all at -1. Moving up north in Uranium City, it's -4, as well as in Flin Flon. Stony Rapids -6. Wollaston Lake 2. South End Reindeer 1. La Loche and Buffalo Narrows both at 4. It's 0 in Fort Chipewyan. Fort McMurray and Grand Prairie are at 5. High Level and Slave Lake are at 4, and Peace River at 3. So some nicer days up in northern Alberta as well as in northern Saskatchewan. -1 in Coronation. Calgary and Medicine Hat at +4. Banff at 3, and Lethbridge at 6. -2 in Kindersley, Swift Current, Moose Jaw, and Regina, -3 in Yorkton, and -4 in Estevan. So a little bit cooler in southern Saskatchewan than it is in southern Alberta. Tonight, North Battleford, it's going to get down to -11. Those clouds will be going away. It'll be becoming more clear, and that wind will be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour, and it looks like there won't be any precipitation. So a pretty nice night in North Battleford, all things considered. Now tonight in Cold Lake, it's going to be -8, partly cloudy, and that wind will still be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour. So it's going to be about the same all over the area in both Alberta and Saskatchewan. Just those kind of low winds and, temperatures hovering around that -10 mark, give or take. And tonight in Lloydminster, it's going to be right at -10, right on the border there. 13 kilometer an hour winds, and it will be becoming a little bit more clear. Now, taking a look at your overnight travel forecast around the region, in Meadow Lake tonight, it's going to be -7. It's going to be turning out clear in Bonnyville, -9, partly cloudy, Provost -10, clear to partly cloudy in Isle La Crosse. Cloudy, there's going to be a bit of a flurry there at -6, and Paradise Hill will be becoming clear at -11. Taking a look at some more temperatures around the region. In Murnum, it's going to be -10, Pierceland -9, Unity -13, Wainwright -11, and Calgary -3. All clearing to partly cloudy nights around there. No flurries or anything like we see in Isle La Crosse. Now taking a look at your 7-day forecast, you can see the end of this week and the weekend is going to be looking pretty nice. And then we're going to start to see a little bit of snow at the start of next week, but those temperatures are still relatively good, so I'm thinking that snow is going to look a little bit more like slush. But tomorrow we'll have plenty of sun. It'll be a high of +2. Thursday, sun and some more clouds with a high of +3. And on Friday, there will be some times of cloud and sun with that high of +5, and that is going to stick through to Saturday. So we do have some beautiful days ahead, and then it's gonna get into some more kind of mucky, slushy weather as we head into next week. But that kind of is to be expected,
It does come with the territory.
Yeah, it's warming up, but it's still technically winter, so we are still going to see just a little bit of that kind of winter lingering around.
Exactly. It's great temperatures for this time of year. At the end of the day, we're going to suffer with the slush. It's inevitable, really. Yeah. So that's really
I'd rather have wet socks than a frozen tail.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks so much for watching.